Hi, and welcome to Chapter 3, the markets in general. In this chapter we'll be going through what is trading, how does it work, can anyone be a trader, why trade, how much do I need to start, can I make a living out of trading. In this section we'll try to answer these directly and kill some of the myths and urban legends. A substantial amount of traders actually kick off their careers without actually knowing what trading is. Forex stands for foreign exchange and is taken literally is the exchange of currency, but this description is hardly sufficient for anyone trying to go into this career seriously. There is banking systems, banking hierarchy, brokers, institutional trading, retail trading, market makers, and a whole lot more. It would be ignorant for someone just to want to know a bit more than just the acronym Forex, because there is so much more. So, let's discuss a bit more what happens behind the scenes and how the Forex market was created. In this illustration below, you can clearly see we have Business A, Business B. Business A is in the USA and trades in USD. Business B is in Japan and trades in yen. Now, in order for these two companies to do business together, in other words to trade, to buy services or products from each other, they have to pay each other, but they often differ in currency. Whereas America uses USD and the yen is traded in Japan, as we mentioned. So they need someone or some place to go to exchange the money that is willing to convert it to what the currency that they need. Step in the bank. The bank would accept the money from business A and would happily exchange that dollar for yen and then pay business B in Japan. So both ends of the party are both satisfied with the essential outcome. But this is where the banks became very clever. They realized that there was an order flow, the same way as the stock market moves. And essentially, with this order flow, you can create a graph to show that what happens with this order flow. The order flow is the price that we see on the charts. And essentially what they did was they allowed people to come and bet on the market. And with them allowing to come and bet on the market, created more of a speculative environment. So essentially they welcomed everyone with open arms, saying, come bet here. Guess where price is moving to by X time for X amount, and either you make money or you lose money. This is how the banks became very, very wealthy. Essentially, this has become 80% of the bank's business. So, in short, the banks are middlemen. They create an environment for people to come and bet on. It reminds you much of a casino. Now, it is in terms of casino, but the bank controls the market. The bank created that market. Thus, the bank will use that market to its benefit. How do they do that? By hitting stop losses, by making people lose money so they can make money. In the next illustration, we're going to go through how what you normally know what a bank does. So let's go through that. What does the bank really do then? 20%, only 20%, is what you see the banks do in your daily lives. Opening accounts, offering loans, vehicle finance, just trying to seem like an all-round helping hand. But that's far from reality. When in reality, 80% of the business is made up of market manipulation. Because as mentioned above, the markets were created by the banks for the banks. They only want people, institutions to come onto that market to lose money, so they can make money. This is the dark side of banking you don't see, and they never tell you about. As we move down into the content, you might be reading and thinking, this sounds like a lot to get into one's head. So can anyone be a trader? The answer is yes and no. The question is much like asking, can anyone become an Olympic swimmer? The answer would be yes and no there too. Natural physical attributes, like having been born with a healthy pair of lungs, healthy body, will play a part. Whether you acquire the skill of swimming will play a part as well. But ultimately, do you have the discipline and courage to give it everything you've got? Trading is no different. It is quite an involved task. Are you born with a working brain? Are you prepared to acquire the skill? Are you willing to be disciplined and courageous enough? If the answer is yes to all of the above, then you can become a trader. If the answer is no to one of the more of the questions, you'll never be a trader. Why should you trade? Well, of course, money reasons usually take centerfold here. Forex market is worth trillions of dollars. daily trillions of dollars are turned over, an absolute tiny portion of market share is more than enough for an individual. The entry cost is fairly cost affordable. Cost to take a good course accompanied by an eagerness to learn, a laptop, Wi-Fi access, an investment amount, and you're good to go. A beginner trader can expect to have roughly 10% monthly returns on his or her capital investments. A more seasoned trader can roughly achieve 20 to 30% monthly gains. These figures are the traction considering the common competing markets like the housing markets with an annual return of 10% on investments and investment accounts offering 8 to 11% annual returns are rather diminutive in comparison. And of course, with just a laptop and Wi-Fi, you have the freedom of choosing where you work and how you work. But this is not the only attraction. Trading has a lot of critical cross-field outcomes. The same way karate teachers teach discipline and self-control. Trading begins with knowledge of self, teaches patience, trains one to analyze circumstances, and ultimately make one more focused and disciplined. This will then relate to your personal life outside of trading. This is the true benefit of trading, and a well-known byproduct is money. Who minds that, right? Now, what is required from you to be a trader? There are three main aspects that need to be perfected. That is strategy, risk management, and psychology. As you can see in this illustration, 10% is a form of strategy, 30% is a form of risk management, and 6% is formed by psychology. Now, just the way a pyramid is built, it's not built from the top down. It's built from the bottom up. You need a solid foundation. If you're not thinking clearly, you won't trade correctly. If you're not trading correctly with your train of thought, you won't be able to apply risk management correctly. If you can't apply risk management correctly, you shouldn't even be able to think about a trading strategy. The trading strategy is the tip of your arrow. This is what enters the market. Risk management does the damage either for good or for bad reasons, for making money or for losing it. And psychology is for the wider end of the triangle, which allows you to continue with these rules and stick into thick and thin. Not every trading strategy is perfect. Sometimes the tip of the arrow might get blunt, and you might need to get resharpened. That is where your trading knowledge is essentially put into. But the self-work is put into trading psychology. This is probably the most difficult part of trading, and we ideally recommend that people fathom out who they are before they even start trading. Are you shy? Are you hesitant in anything in life? Are you just a normal person that's trying to get ahead? Unfortunately, there are things in trading that require an ability to see further than yourself. Until you don't know yourself, you won't be able to trade. Right, so in this chapter, we've covered everything now from the three primary strategy, risk management, and psychology that is needed in trading. We've gone through banks and what they actually do, and the illustration of why we have currency markets. So we hope that you guys now understand a bit more about what the forex market is and how it was created and why it's used.